What's the lamest excuse an ex has given you after getting caught cheating? When I caught her, I actually laughed. She tried to hide under the covers. I just told the guy, I hope you can afford her. She said she cheated because he was constantly complimenting her on her looks and paying attention to her. I was working 60-hour weeks to pay for a lifestyle we couldn't afford. Everyone cheats, it's not a big deal. Laughed and moved on. You got me all turned on and then my ex called me. It wasn't my fault, he kept hitting on me and wouldn't leave me alone. I laughed in her face and never looked back. He had hickeys all the way up and down his chest and neck. He told me he got in a fight. Dude, with an anteater? Tried to explain to me the difference between love and lust and that she didn't love him. Just had lust for him. Okay, bye. My ex in high school cheated on me twice in one weekend with the same guy. I was away for the weekend. It was a childhood friend of hers, so I didn't see it coming honestly. The first time it just kind of happened. The second time she figured since she knew I was going to break up with her, she might as well do it again, that way he totally has to break up with his girlfriend now. Spoiler, he didn't, but I certainly did. I'm a Latino. It's in our blood. He really did say that. I've dated and been friends with a lot of Latino men, he was the only one who couldn't keep it in his pants. It still disgusts me to think about it. He should be embarrassed that he ever said that. Tell his mother. She'll beat him to death with la chancla. I was blackout drunk, I don't remember anything. But remembers that a condom was used. Or, I think I was subconsciously trying to push you away. Fuck my ex. I've been thinking about breaking up with you for 2 weeks anyways. I had caught him sexting with girls before, so the trust was pretty much gone. Unfortunately, I was young and dumb at the time, so I didn't immediately dump the shithead. Sometime after, I had a feeling that something was off about him, so I took his phone when he went to the bathroom and checked his recent messages. Not proud, but hey, he reacted abnormally defensive when I tried to talk and I was desperate. First conversation was with a random girl he met online, sexting, sending nudes, discussing when they were going to meet up. And within 3 minutes I found tons of similar conversations, one of them with my best friend. Yelled at him, cried, kicked him out. His response? It was just a test. Those girls are only friends, I wanted to see if you trusted me enough not to check my phone, those convos are all fake. Needless to say, I didn't believe him. After he realized I wasn't going to believe him, he told me it was my fault because I was an annoying girlfriend. Yelled, well then you must be happy that I'm dumping you. And closed the door. Well, it's your fault for going through my phone, you fucking bitch. So if I hadn't gone through your phone, you would have retroactively gone back to the day we started dating and somehow uncheated on me? Are you a fucking time traveler? One of his side pieces totaled his car the week we divorced though, and he didn't have insurance, so that was some good that came out of it at least. She made out with a guy because she didn't want to lose at Truth or Dare. But you were out of town? I was. For a vacation with my family, for 1 week. Looking back, very thankful the pregnancy scare with her was just that, a scare. I used a lifetime of luck not being tied to her for 18 plus years. One of my best friend's boyfriends told her that he was sleeping with another girl so he could find out how to please a woman better. When she asked him why couldn't he just ask her, he said he didn't want to make her feel self-conscious by asking her. You never get mad at me. People in a relationship shouldn't constantly be mad at each other. He's my half-brother. Saddest thing is she wasn't lying and she was cheating on me with her half-brother who was 8 years older than her. Funniest thing is that she told me she chooses him and she was sorry. As if I'd take her back if she chose me. I joke about this story now, but back then it really tore into me. We had an extra 45 minutes. This was less than 72 hours after I proposed. I'll admit I cheated on you once, but you have to stop and think to yourself why I did it and what efforts you put into the relationship. I still don't know how someone could say this and mean it like they did nothing wrong. When he opened a NSFW Snapchat by accident in front of me, He went off to explain that he never provokes girls to send him anything, they just all send these dirty videos on their own with no conversation beforehand either. I went on a trip, and when I got home all of the pictures featuring me were under the bed. He told me that the wind was blowing them around, but apparently it was only the pictures I was in, and not the posters or art inches away from them. Keep in mind, he was staying in my apartment, and they were under my bed. They came over and wouldn't leave until we did it. One of my exes, when she had a threesome, I literally laughed out loud and hung up the phone. She called a week later, when her parents got back in town, while I was at work, and stupid me answered without looking at who called. She told me she couldn't call me because he took her phone and said she could only get it back by giving him endless blowjobs, but she was sorry, blah blah blah. It was long distance at this point in time, so I just hung up without saying a word, blocked her number. She was crazy. Threatened over my space and some online gaming servers we played that she would kill herself if I didn't unblock her number and talk to her. I called her dad and told him, and she got some help, but yeah, bullet dodged there. Mine just refused to admit that she was cheating. She decided that she didn't need me anymore, bit of a story there, but instead of leaving me she just started cheating. The guy was someone who she used to work with but got fired from the bookstore. She and I were mid-20s, but this guy was mid-30s, unemployed, no degree or job skills or training, hence being mid-30s, working in and getting fired from a bookstore, a big smoker, which she said that she could never date, and married. She knew that he was married. He knew that she was engaged to me. I worked midnights at a job which was 75% of our income. So I slept during the day. His wife worked during the day to support both of them. So when I was sleeping and his wife was at work, they did their thing. She'd drive over to meet him after his wife left, they did their thing, and made sure to get him home before his wife and she got back before I woke up. But, nope. She denied cheating. She didn't want me anymore, was sneakily spending as much time as possible alone with him and lying to me about where she was, which is how I caught her, and leaving me for him, but according to her she totally wasn't cheating on me with him. My ex told me he slept with my former best friend. I asked him if he felt any remorse while he was doing it. He said yes, and I then asked him why didn't he stop. He proceeded to tell me that the deed was already being done, so might as well finish. So happy he's an ex now. But I was thinking of you the whole time. Followed by, we both, she and guy she cheated on me with, agreed that if y'all, me and guy she cheated with's girlfriend, ever cheated, we would want you to do it with each other. That's supposed to make me feel better? WTF. It was my fault because I wasn't giving her enough attention. I was in grad school and still doing everything I could to take her out weekly or go over, and she kept saying no cause she was out with friends. My ex was in the army and we had this weird breakup. Basically, he was shipping off to Germany in a few months. I still had a few years of college left, and he wasn't really willing to wait for me to be done with school. We went on a break to evaluate things but still remained intimate. It was one of those situations where I think both of us were kinda in denial about what was going on, and were having trouble letting go of each other. Well, unbeknown to me, during this time he started a full-on relationship with a 17-year-old girl he met online that lived near his base. He was 20 at the time. He started officially dating her, while still hooking up and going on dates with me. When I found out, I confronted him. His excuse was that me and him weren't officially together anymore. Even though that was true, he didn't even address the fact that he was cheating on his new girlfriend with me for the first couple of months of their relationship. Never been cheated on, but my wife was cheated on by her first husband. His reasoning was that he thought she was already cheating on him, which she wasn't. This probably isn't the kind of insane, funny, or plain stupid reason you are looking for, but it always made me pissed off at him. My top 3 excuses from shitty exes. We have a lot of history. Well, so does China, and you're not fucking them too, are you? You've been working so much, and I just needed to feel special. Yeah, sorry I was pulling 60 hours between 2 jobs to keep you clothed, housed, and fed for the last 3 months. My bad. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to pile all your guitars on the front lawn, and light them on fire. It's not what it looked like, and she doesn't mean anything to me, anyway. Dude, it looked like you were balls deep and condomless in some random, and I'm not sure how that could possibly be confused with anything. Also, I'm super offended that you would gamble my health and well-being on someone that doesn't matter to you.